Okay, we are doing this thing. So, I didn't really prepare for this at all, but it's Friday night. It's 10:29 Pacific Standard Time, which is Southern California, and for that matter, Northern California, Northern Washington, Oregon, whatever. It is PST, Pacific Standard Time. Also known as 1:30 a.m. East Coast. So, whatever that is in your country, it's prime streaming time. So here we are. We are playing Fortnite tonight, believe it or not. Also, I said last time, I think I said that last time I promised that I would be showing off my new gameplay stream on Twitch, which I am not doing. Wish I could keep rhyming that, but no, alas. So instead, I kind of want to ease into Twitch. I feel like just getting my head in the game here, in the streaming game specifically, and I feel like I could show off Twitch, but I wanna get it at kind of prime time hours. Believe it or not, I don't think that 10:31 Pacific Standard Time is prime time viewing hours, even though it's Friday night. And so many of you are watching. So many people. Let's see, we've got, oh my goodness. I speak ironically, but I'm telling you the truth. Two people are watching. So we're going to get this thing popping, starting with some Fortnite. Now, if you've been watching, and I've done two, that's dos if you speak Espanol, 2 streams so far. And so far it's been interesting. It's been a cool experience, and there is a lot to learn. I feel like I'm kind of accelerating at a very fast pace. You can see this ticker. I've updated it since the last time I introduced the ticker, so there are new words. I feel like it's a little bit more useful for myself as a channel, and I don't know. It's a fun experience, and I already got a viewer. Cool, man. What's up? You said sup, Laser? What's up? So, thank you for watching, both of you so far, and I'm very happy to have both of you. Now, just as a prerequisite, if you are new or if you have a short-term memory, my skill level at Fortnite is less than amazing. It's not my best. But that is not why you come to the Laser Lemming Live show. You don't come to see me excel at Fortnite. For I have more skills than that. I have different skills than that. And I'm not saying I'm bad at video games. I'm just saying I am new at Fortnite, which I think is very clear. And if you are new to this channel, you will see how new I am at Fortnite. Now, last time, I think I promised that you would hear the gameplay. If you can hear the gameplay, now is the time to speak. Vic! What's up, Vic? How you doing? Thank you for watching. I'm glad to see you. You know, Vic, don't take this the wrong way. And thank you for saying my skill level is possibly over 9,000. But don't take this the wrong way, Vic. But about 20 minutes ago, just 20 minutes ago, I was in the second restroom. I live in an apartment now that has 2 restrooms. I'm not trying to brag, but I was in my second restroom, and you popped into my head while I was urinating. I thought of Vic and his streaming escapades, and I thought, you know what? I hope one day Vic gets to see me play a video game. So thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up. I don't expect any of you to stay for a long period of time, but any moment you are here, I appreciate it. No, I am honored, Vic. Thank you, all of you, all 3 of you. Thank you for showing up. For you, are just the first of 3. And I don't say that lightly. I mean it as an honor. And I don't mean that in a braggadocio way, but I just think it's an honor for all 4 of us to be experiencing this moment together. So here we are. We're going to start with Battle Royale. And if you are here listening, my computer's trying to have me restart. Restart for some update that it's been trying to have me restart for about 2 months now. 2 months now. And I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of over my computer not getting the hint that I'm not trying to restart. So yeah, I thank you all for being here. I know I'm getting a little off track, but get used to that if you are watching. For, like I said, I am not a Fortnite expert yet. I am really here just to answer your questions and entertain the best I can. So, praise be to the gods, there is not a 2 gigabyte random update to install. If you are here, please let me know if you can hear the desktop audio. Because I don't know. I was playing with the settings, but I don't know if you can actually hear that. If you can, great. Just great. I'm toying with it so you can maybe barely hear any of it. But that's the plan. That's the plan. It's Friday night, by the way. I chose the primetime hours of 10:36 Pacific Standard Time. I believe that's how I open this. But yeah, I'm aware that this is not the best promotion for this streaming show. But I make no secret that I am very new at this. And all I can do is learn. All I can do is get better at this. So that's what I intend to do, is get better. Literally. Not just better at the streaming, but better at this game. And, you know, I've said this is my 3rd stream, and I've said this every time, but there are more games than Fortnite. Part of me, to be real and honest, is a little bit scared to try anything different because Fortnite is so popular. And the 3 viewers I have right now, I feel like is a justification and proof of that, but there's a part of me that thinks, no. This is so entertaining, Fortnite or not, because, like I said, the Fortnite part is not that good. There's not that much skill involved with what I'm doing in the Fortnite. But I feel like the video and the discussion we're having and talking about right now is why you come here. And I feel like it must be entertaining to a certain extent. And that's why you stick around. But all I can do is ask questions. We've already lost 1 viewer. Let's count it. Let's keep a tally here. Lost 1 viewer. And I'm already hearing gunshots. Who do you think is shooting at me? Because I keep hearing it. Can you hear it, viewer? Can you hear the gunshots? Viewers, I should say. I feel like if you can hear it, I should probably turn it down a bit, because it's kind of loud, at least on my end, but maybe it's not for you. Maybe my settings are just right for you. I feel like this is a low bar here. And look at that, I'm already running out of weapon slots here. Okay. Hey, cool man, you cannot hear my audio. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank up the desktop audio for you. And, okay, hold on. I'm dead. But I want to know if you can hear this. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Also, you know what, this is not a good time for me to ask if you can hear it, because I could barely hear anything because there's not much going on. But I should mention that this is kind of a freewheeling ask me anything sort of situation. Now, if you ask me some crazy ass nonsense that is either like trying to poke me in the soul, I might not give you the answer you're looking for. But you know, if you just want to talk about anything, TV shows, work, school, whatever it is, I'm here. I am here to be there for you. I have, you know, I'll just mention it since we're talking about it, or I'm talking about it. My current schedule kind of sucks. I'm not in school right now. I have a bachelor's degree in communications, so I use it to communicate with strangers on the internet, mostly in a one-way deal. But as far as job and career goes, it hasn't been that useful. Now, Coolman says you can hear me, but not the gunshots. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to break my promise. I want y'all to be able to hear me or hear my gameplay during this stream, so I feel like we got to make it happen. We got to make it happen. So I cranked up the desktop audio a little bit, but if you still can't hear it, I need to do something else. Oh, I thought I knew what it was, but it's not what I thought it was. I got you, man. I got you. Next death, which would probably be in the next 20 seconds or so. Next death, I will play with the settings a bit so you can hear the gunshots and the horns and the steps and all that good stuff. So maybe you feel a little bit more immersed in this gameplay experience. See, I can hear gunshots myself. That's why I'm moving around. It might look like I'm just schizophrenic here, but I can hear things. So I'm trying to just trying to entertain. Just trying to entertain. All right. I'm dead. I'm dead. And y'all can't hear nothing. So let me see what I'm doing wrong here. I got my Blue Yeti cranked up, which I thought would do the trick, but I guess you still can't hear nothing. I don't know what it is. This is what I need to do, right? No, you can't hear nothing. You can't hear nothing. Where is this? It's the desktop. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna crank this up. I'm gonna crank it way up. You can hear that, right? You can hear that because I feel like I'm screaming right now. And if you're watching the replay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's get to something a little bit more interesting. Now we got 2 viewers. We got 2. So, 2 viewers. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you want to yell at me, or maybe you need to vent about your week and you need a punching bag, I am here for you. Please don't get too crude or too harsh. I also am a human being who has thoughts and feelings about his week. Yeah. But here's what I'm thinking. It's 10:42 Pacific Standard Time, meaning it's 1:42 Eastern Time, East Coast time. And that means it's probably like stupid o'clock in Europe and Australia. So, and I don't mean that as a slight. I just mean, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So what I'm saying is, if you got 2 viewers, and I am not hating on you 2 viewers, but if you got 2 viewers, you gotta experiment a little bit. You gotta try new things. So Fortnite, I enjoy Fortnite. I think it's kind of a cool game in most respects, but there is more to the PC world. I'm free falling right now. But I recently got this Steam controller. I tried it out for the first time on my television. If you are not aware, televisions can now play PC games from far away, remotely. Now, it's advertised as something you can do via Wi-Fi, but I have a Ethernet cable connected to my television set because if I'm going to do something, I want to do it right and douchey. So I plugged in a long Ethernet cable from my bedroom and dragged it in all across the floor and wall, connected it to my TV, and my TV is a Samsung TV which supports Steam Link. So you've probably heard of Steam. It's made by Valve, the creators of Half-Life. If you're young, Half-Life used to be a video game series that was really cool. Started on the PC. Nowadays, it's just something old people like me talk about. They don't make them like that. That's what we say, usually. But where am I going with this? So I tried Steam Link. I tried playing PC games on my TV, essentially. You saw me get some good shots in there. Somehow he killed me. Or she killed me. Play 79. Anyway, I tried Steam Link last night for the first time. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool in the fact that, yeah, I was playing like Rocket League and whatever else I played. I played a little bit of Deus Ex Mankind Divided. That was the last one, right? I played that. And maybe like one other game. But it was just testing it out with the Steam controller. Overall, it's pretty cool. Rocket League played the best from what I could tell. And I had some beefs with it. Like, I mean, I didn't try cranking up the audio. My wife was doing her little sleeping thing. I don't want to wake her up. And my TV is connected to this nice surround sound system. Not trying to brag. It's just a nice surround sound system. So I tried turning it way down. And I don't think any of this is that interesting to you because you don't have my surround sound system. This is not something you were doing. But this is what I choose to talk about. When I have a lack of questions and viewers, I choose to talk about surround sound systems. So what I'm going to do, I think maybe after this round, since you're still here with me, I'm going to break out maybe some Rocket League. We'll start with Rocket League. And I'm interested to know if you're interested in watching like a single player game. Maybe Dishonored or something else. I got so many single player games that I play. I got Cluster Truck. You like watching Cluster Truck? I'm not the best Cluster Truck player yet, but I sure do enjoy it. You know what I would really do? If I could, I would break out the audio surf. Starting to really get the niche viewers there, but the audio surf, I'm pretty good at pusher mode, iron mode. I think that was what it's called. Iron something. It's pretty much the hardest of the hard in audio surf. It's a music rhythm game. And I would play that for y'all because I'm pretty damn good at it. But it would be a copyright infringement nightmare, meaning my video could just be taken down and not seen by anyone. So if I'm playing like a popular song, for example, it would probably get flagged by whatever label owned the rights to that song. So probably won't do that. But any games that you would like to see, I'm interested. Even if I don't yet own that game, because I'm considering doing stupid things. Like Sea of Thieves, for example. For a brief moment, I thought about buying this $60 game on my PC. That's a personal computer. I thought about buying it because it seemed to be a popular game among streamers, and I wanted to show something new and something that had a multiplayer aspect. Hold on. 81st, not even 79th, 81st. Yeah, I was thinking about getting a game with a multiplayer aspect that was pretty new and relevant and something that people were interested in. But lately, I have been hearing nothing but pretty lame impressions. Not that the people giving the impressions were doing a poor job at it, but more the impressions they were giving were, this is kind of poor. I'm going to do a squad mode here just to switch it up. Because last time I had this cool crawling animation that you didn't get to see the second time I played. So, anyway, what the hell were we talking about? We were talking about Sea of Thieves. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna get it. The last impressions I got were that it's okay, but this is not worth $60. This is kind of a bare bones experience. So, you know, I like my $60 where it is. I'd rather see my $60 just sit in my bank account doing nothing than making Microsoft money for doing also barely anything. So, I mean, it hurts me to see that this is where Rare is, because Sea of Thieves kind of seems like a step up for Rare. You know, they got sold to Microsoft. First thing they did was grabbed by the Ghoulies, which was kind of pumped out really quick. Microsoft paid P. Diddy, that was probably his name at the time, paid P. Diddy to say, from the makers of Donkey Kong Country. That was right after they bought Nintendo. Grabbed by the Ghoulies had to have come out maybe a year later, tops. And even myself, I was no Microsoft or Xbox fan at the time at all. I mean, you know, there was some definite fanboy showing there. But even myself, like, if you just exclude all that, I was not feeling it. I was thinking, like, this is not what should have happened. Like, I didn't want Nintendo to have sold Rare. There was a time where I thought, good job, Nintendo, because if this is what Rare became, then, you know, maybe it was for the best. But really, Rare became what they were was because Microsoft had a completely different culture than Nintendo at the time. They did not understand why Rare was so great. Rare was not great purely on their own merits. And that's not to say or discredit Rare in any way. It's just saying that Rare got a lot of help from Nintendo. Rare was known for so many great games. So many of their games that came specifically to the Super Nintendo and even more so the Nintendo 64 were great because Nintendo had that guiding hand, just kind of pushing them along the way. And Microsoft was no Nintendo. They were a company. In fact, I mean, Microsoft tried to buy Nintendo. Before they got into the Xbox game, right before they got into it, they made Nintendo a multi-billion-dollar offer to just buy the company outright. Nintendo said no. In fact, there was this fake interview that circulated at the time with Hiroshi Yamauchi. He was the ex-CEO of Nintendo. He passed away a few years ago, about a year or two before Iwata passed away. Rest in peace to both of y'all. But there was a hilarious interview that went around where it kind of described the offer from Microsoft to Nintendo to buy them. And Nintendo, as you obviously probably know, said, nah, we're good. You know, we're not interested. And yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely, no questions asked, definitely good that Nintendo said no to being sold to Microsoft. I think Nintendo at this day, with the Switch's current success, and of course with the success of the Wii in particular, both of them, both stages of Nintendo are probably very happy that they said no to being bought by Microsoft because their autonomy would be completely gone. So, hence, look at Rare. Rare's autonomy is essentially gone. Sea of Thieves is a step up for Rare with Microsoft. Rare, owned by Microsoft, making Sea of Thieves is a big deal. Because if you remember, last few games Rare's been pumping out for Microsoft consoles, Xbox consoles, have been super casual fare. Rare's been on this tight leash. Microsoft has been using them kind of as their Nintendo Lite developer. They've been making these Kinect games and these avatar-focused games. I don't remember what they're called on the Xbox ecosystem, but you know, the Xbox avatars that started with the 360. So Rare's been making Kinect-focused games, and that's just not what Rare was. Rare was not meant to be this Me Too developer. They definitely had similarities with Nintendo, and that's why they thrived so well with Nintendo. But what made Rare great under Nintendo was that they filled different gaps that Nintendo themselves often failed to do. They hit a little bit older audiences oftentimes. I mean, they had their kind of Me Too games like Banjo-Kazooie and you could say Conker's Bad Fur Day, but that was like an M-rated version of their Mario 64, if you will. So Rare was an impressive developer, and they were a great asset, I think. When Nintendo sold Rare, they did so under the pretense that Rare only accounted for about 9% of their games in that fiscal year, which might have been like 2001 or 2002. Can't remember for sure, but they were an important part of Nintendo, especially in the N64 generation, which was why it was kind of surprising that Nintendo chose to sell them. But Rare kind of like threw Nintendo off guard at the time. They said, hey, I mean, the Stamper Brothers, I believe that's their name. The Stamper Brothers said that, hold on, I'm going to try to place a trap. What am I doing? It says hit this to place a trap, but I'm just shooting it. So the Stamper Brothers said that, hey, Nintendo, we're selling our whole company. You want to buy it? They gave Nintendo the first option to buy. And that's when Iwata, or maybe Yamauchi, but Iwata became president either shortly before or shortly after. But Nintendo said, nah. And that's the reasoning they gave. They said, well, you know, you only account for 9% of our games, and we're not about to drop like 150 mil on you. So they didn't do it. Hold on. I'm about to, oh, shoot. I thought I was going to shoot that guy, but nah. Apparently I need to make fort stairs, which I am not the best at. So, getting back to Rare. Nintendo said, nah, we're good. And they chose to sell the rest of their ownership. They owned, I believe they owned 49% of Rare at the time. So they sold the remaining amount. Oh, there's two of them. I was double teamed. There's no way I could have won that. Anyway, they sold the remaining amount of their shares to Microsoft, who was interested in buying the whole company. And they bought Rare for a grip. I want to say like at least $350 million. At least. And Microsoft at the time was really willing to spend a grip of money on developers to get themselves in the gaming space. There's a criticism that goes around about Microsoft that they bought their way into the industry. And to a certain extent, I think that's absolutely true. You know, money had a lot of exclusives, like some Oddworld games, like one or two Oddworld games, and some games from Sega. Early into the first Xbox's lifespan, there was a lot of talk about it being kind of like a Dreamcast revival or a sequel to the Dreamcast, or the Dreamcast living on. And there's some merit to that, because they had games like Jet Set Radio, Future, and Panzer Dragoon. So Microsoft was really willing to spend money. And like I said earlier, they offered to buy Nintendo for they offered a multi-billion-dollar deal for Nintendo. And not everyone would get that, obviously. And even today, I don't think current Microsoft would be willing to drop that kind of money. However, I say that, yet there's this strong rumor going around that Microsoft has been making, or at least in talks to purchase EA, which would be crazy. But I want to talk about that for a second. Well, Rick, I'm sorry. I got a little distracted with the chat here. Rick says he still can't hear anything. I'm hoping you can hear me talk, Rick. Because if you can't hear me talk, I'm totally blowing this. I've been saying a lot, and you can't hear nothing. So I hope you can at least hear me talk. And I will play with the audio again once I inevitably perish in this. But what was I talking about? Shoot. Completely lost my train of thought. And I wish I could rewind this, but I cannot yet. So, if one of you 4 viewers, which we now have, if one of you 4 viewers could totally clue me in on what I was talking about, besides Rare, Microsoft buying their way into the industry. So, they really dropped some guap, and they've been rumored to have been considering purchasing EA currently in 2018. So if Microsoft bought EA, a lot of people think that, that means Madden would be exclusive to the Xbox brand, or Star Wars Battlefront would be exclusive to the Xbox brand, or any Star Wars game, because EA currently holds the rights to Star Wars until like 2022 or some ridiculous amount of time. Currently, like, you've probably heard the rumors that Microsoft or EA might be losing the Star Wars brand. Maybe. Who knows what's in their contract currently. But if Microsoft bought EA, I believe there is almost zero chance that they will have exclusive rights to Madden or Star Wars or FIFA, for that matter. Whatever your country, whatever sport your country favors. I'm getting murdered here. And y'all can't hear the gunshots, right? Because they're blasting in my ear. Hold on. I'm turning down the volume, but I forgot that the volume is actually on this speaker, or this microphone here. So you can't hear nothing. Let me crank this up for you. I don't know if it's going to help you at all. But, yeah. So, okay. You still can't hear me, right? You still can't hear me. Alright. Well, let me get some water. I got some agua. And, fair warning. I really need to pee. But I'm sticking around for you. What I'm thinking of doing. Because it's such a prime time to try this. I'm thinking of taking a couple-minute break and then switching on over to Twitch. Just to try it out for the first time. I know it's not the prime time to be launching a streaming channel on another platform, but whatever. I feel like there's some good conversation happening between me and me. So if you're into that idea, if you feel like you could follow a link, or if I don't even link it because I don't trust YouTube, if you just want to like search right now while we're talking here, while we're just hypothetically talking. Like, if I decide to start streaming on Twitch tonight, the next few minutes, if you decide to follow me, I'm on Twitch at UPNLOADED. That's UPNLOADED. I got a Twitch channel. You might see it. It's got a logo, and that's about it. But tonight, if you're willing to follow me there, if you're willing to move with me, I think we can get a live stream going on Twitch as well. But I need that 2 to 5 minute break just to collect my bearings, maybe get a thumbnail rolling, maybe learn how Twitch works. Just in 2 to 5 minutes, and I think it'll be good. But it's good to see y'all. It's good to see y'all. It's good to see you, Rick. Cool, man, Vic. All y'all. There's nothing I appreciate more than all of you. So I'm going to try to kill this friend, even though it's pre-game. Oh, I thought it was pre. I honestly thought this was the beginning of the game where it didn't even matter. Oh, so there's more than just that lame glider that I get. You can get that Japanese umbrella, probably a bunch of other things, and I'm sure those all cost money. But for the free experience I've had so far, I can't really complain. And I've heard that the mobile game looks very comparable to what I'm playing. And if you've seen my other stream, or one of my other streams, I'm playing this on pretty much the highest graphical settings that computers can have. I'm not playing it in 4K or anything. I'm playing it in 1080p, but it's got the very high settings. It's playing at 60 frames per second. It's pretty good stuff. So if a phone can mimic that, that's decent. We've come a long way. However, a lot of these phones cost a grip of cash. Like iPhone X is like a minimum of $1,000. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm in the menu, and I don't think y'all can hear me still. But what I'm saying is, if you want to follow me, if you want to give this one more ride tonight, because I promised at least 2 videos, and I thought, you know what, my YouTube video or my YouTube channel needs to have 2 videos, because I didn't want to do 1 video on YouTube and 1 video on Twitch. So I wanted to get at least 2 videos on YouTube. But we're gonna move on over to Twitch right now. If you don't follow me, thank you very much for just joining me on the ride for YouTube tonight. But I hope you do. I hope you continue with me on to Twitch. We're just gonna test it out. I want to test the waters. I'll probably do another Twitch video next week, but I want to do a Twitch video tonight just to test the waters at 11:04 PST. Prime time viewing hours. It is Friday night still. I mean, I know it's not when everybody is awake, but it's still Friday night. So give me about 5 minutes. Let's say like 5 minutes stops. And check me out at UPNLOADED on Twitch. I'll be there as soon as I possibly can. Probably still playing this game, but we might test the waters with some other games as well. Might get that Rocket League going or something else. Let me know in the probably Twitch comment section below. Beside, you might not have noticed that I'm not a Twitch expert yet. But I'm going to stop this stream for the moment, and I'll see you soon on UPNLOADED's Twitch. Adios.